Welcome, welcome to the Holy Shhh Podcast for NXT March 21st. It's your boy Ron T the Icon.
It's your boy ABE from DET.
And this episode of what did I say, March 21st? I should have said March 25th. March
That you
25th
did.
episode of NXT. And they're gonna come for me in the comments, so I gotta make sure I got the
Yep.
right date.
They on
See,
their way.
but this episode featured Stephanie Vakir. She was defending both of the titles in one night. And as it started, Vic Joseph says that no one has ever successfully defended two titles in one night. And that put a lot of pressure on Stephanie Vakir. So the NXT kicked off with Jada Parker versus Stephanie Vakir for the NXT Women's Championship. And that was a match of strength versus technical wrestling. And for the most part, Jada Parker was showing her strength. Stephanie Vakir was doing her reversals and her technical wrestling. And then Jordan Grace comes out and causes a distraction. And Jada Parker hesitates before trying the hypnotic. And Stephanie Vakir capitalizes, rolls her up for the 3 count, and retains her title. And after the match, Fatal Influence comes out and attacks Stephanie and leave her laying in the middle of the ring. And doctors had to help her to the back. But before we go there, what did you think of this match here, Abe?
Yeah, I thought the match was dope. It went exactly how I expected. I did not think Jada was about to come in and take that title. She's not ready for that yet. Stephanie on the roll. And I did expect, actually, afterwards, Fatal Influence. In my head, I was like, they should just beat her down, get her ready for the main event. That's exactly what she did. Last week, we had the run-in with Jordan Grace. So I knew it was some altercation and some overlaying tension between her and Jada Parker. And sure enough, she came out, but it was a solid match, man. I'm really interested to see where they're headed with Jada Parker because she's so loved right now. She don't really need the title, but
Mhm.
she needs something. After that feud that she had with Lola Vice, it
Yeah.
just seems like she kind of drifted from thing to thing. I'd like her to get back into something like that because I love long-term story building, man. So Jada Parker needs something right now.
Yeah, and the way that is looking, they're building something with her and Jordan Grace.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so I'm wondering how that's gonna turn out myself. I thought the match was dope as well. I thought it ended the way that it needed to. You didn't want a clear win between her and Jada Parker because you want Jada Parker to be in the title picture later on. So you definitely don't want to make her look like she didn't stand a chance. So I
Right,
think
right.
that was perfect way to end it.
We
And what
got
about after the match? You were saying that you thought it was a great idea for Fatal Influence to capitalize, and
great,
yeah,
great.
that's nice heel behavior.
Exactly, man. Why not get her nice and ready for the main event? Tender her up a little bit, so to say.
All right, you said we had a comment.
Couple comments in the chat.
All right,
Shout out to Big Boy Snacks. He said, "What up, Holy Shit Podcast?"
what up, though?
Michael saying the best WWE podcast. Thank you, Michael Jordan.
All right,
Appreciate
Michael
you, brother.
Jordan. Oh,
And Michael Jordan also asking, who is ready for WrestleMania 41? I am. Are you ready? No pun intended. Yes, I am from Triple H. I am 100% ready. And we got somebody in the chat saying, yo, can I have a shout out? Dad, not the belts. There's your shout out, brother. Thank you for joining the Holy Shhh Podcast. And everybody on TikTok, give me a thumbs up on TikTok if the audio is crispy. We had some issues last night during Raw's post show, so hopefully everybody on TikTok will hear us tonight.
and if
Ron,
you're watching on my Twitch, for some reason, it's saying that I'm playing Callisto Protocol. I am definitely not playing for the Callisto Protocol. This is the NXT post show. But then we had a string of backstage segments, so I'm gonna run through them real quick. We had Trick Williams and Javon Evans getting into a discussion about how the championship has changed him. And Trick tells Javon, "You wouldn't understand. It's a championship thing." Rubbing in his face that he hasn't had a championship yet. And Javon Evans was planning to prove it to him later tonight that he had what it takes. Then we had the Meta Girls and Gigi and Tatum Paxley getting into a shouting match about their opportunities and tag opportunities outside in TNA. That set up something for later on the night. Then we had an interview with Ricky Saints, which got interrupted by Sean Spears, who got to talking to him about their past together. So it looked like they're setting up a feud between Sean Spears and Ricky Saints as well. And then we had Mr. Chase coming to the defense of two of his ex-students after they were getting berated by Ethan Page, which sets up a match for them later on in the night. First, let's go back to this Trick Williams and Javon Evans thing. What are your thoughts on this whole Javon Evans and Trick Williams thing?
I think we lead into what I hope is going to happen. I hope that we are headed towards a triple threat match. The up and coming, the current, and the future. I'd like to see that for sure. Oba, Trick versus
Javon Evans, yeah.
Javon Evans. I think that would be great. It would give Javon Evans some type of legitimacy because right now he's just kind of floating around from thing to thing, and I want to see him really sink his teeth into something, just like I was just saying about Jada. I know Shawn Michaels is capable of it. It's WrestleMania season. We got to get past here first, but they're gonna be cooking with Javon, so I'm looking forward to see where his future lies.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're doing a lot of setting up for the next round of people that plan to carry NXT as people move up. So Javon Evans is definitely one of the people that is going to be around in NXT for a little while, and maybe at some point he might even be the face of NXT. So we'll see how that goes. All right, the next match after this was Hank and Tank versus Tyson and Tyreek, and before they came out to the ring, they were getting counseled by the Motor City Machine Guns, giving them advice on how to be better as a tag team. And during the match, Hank and Tank, they controlled most of the match, and it looked like the advice that was given by the Motor City Machine Guns was taken very well. But Hank and Tank thought they were high flyers. Hank leaps through the ropes at one point, lands this crossbody through the rope like suicide dive, and lands directly on top of the announce table, but was perfectly fine. And then Wes Lee caused a couple of distractions, which leads to the ref being distracted, and Tyrese and Tyreek capitalize on that, getting the win, and Hank and Tank take another loss. What is going on with Hank and Tank? Do you think they're knocking them down to build them up?
That's exactly what they do, and they are undoubtedly the next guys who are going to take those titles. You could just feel it in the air. Everybody loves them. They're that underdog that's just going to fight back. They're funny. They're starting to feel their rhythm. So I'm for it. They are getting knocked down a little bit too much. If this is
Yeah.
going to happen, we got to make this seem legitimate soon because Fraxium is one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And some jobbers just can't stumble into a match with them and take those titles. It's got to mean something. It's got to be significant. But I'm liking Hank and Tank. I like the direction they're headed. Even though they are losing, they're gaining sympathy. The crowd is feeling sorry for them, and we want them to win. So if that's their motive, job well done.
Yeah, we are what 20 something days to WrestleMania season. So if they are planning to get them a title shot, they got to get some wins in. But
Soon.
I'm definitely seeing that this is leading up to them being the next champions. I think they will be great as the face of the NXT tag team division. They've actually really impressive with their size of like being husky dudes basically to be able to throw their bodies around like that. I feel like I had to say pause a lot.
I was just going to say, I was going to let you get away with it. I was going to let it slide. No coach here today, but you said it,
But
not me.
But yeah, they definitely are looking like the new face of the tag team division once Fraction moves up, which I think is inevitable after this WrestleMania season for Fraction to move up to the main roster.
Definitely, definitely. Shout out to David Estep. He says, "Hey," in the chat.
What up, though?
And TikTok, I'm working on it. I saw you. I saw your comments. Give me a second. We getting it all together.
Yeah. All right. So after that match, they showed Stephanie in the back room of like the trainer's room, getting iced and taped up, and Ava's asking her, "Can she still go? We can cancel the match." She said, "No, I promise. I'm keeping my promise. I am La Primera, and I am going to defend my North American Women's Championship." So that match, the main event, is still on for the night. And then it looks like we have a little bit of tension still going on between Fraxium, and then Axiom dips out because they show Obafemi march into the ring, march into the building, looking visibly angry. So, um, I guess with this Stephanie Vicure in the back with the ice and the tape, that's giving us more doubt that maybe she won't be the one to successfully defend both titles. So we get to see what happens on later on that night. But Javon Evans says he's going to prove that he is definitely worthy of the title picture, and he faces Lexus King to try to get his first title, which is the Heritage Cup Championship. And Javon Evans continues to impress as usual throughout this match. This was an excellent match, and he did a great job. And it looked like he was going to actually win this match until Oba comes out and power bombs him into the apron while the ref was being distracted by Lexus King, because as we know, Lexus King is in his heel activities now. And Javon Evans never makes it back into the ring and gets counted out. Oba comes into the ring and decides that he's going to finish the job, but then the light starts flashing, and that group, Dark State, are on all four corners of the crowd. The lights are flashing. He gets ready to get put in the power bomb, and then Trick Williams comes in and tries to hit the trick knee on Obafemi, accidentally striking Javon Evans, knocking him out of the ring. And then refs and security come in to separate Oba and Trick. I think you are right. I think they're leading up to this triple threat match come come this next PLE.
Yeah, I can definitely see this coming a mile away. Shout out Lexus King, man. I just love his character, his whole run. He played the baby face, switched back to the heel like we all thought. And he's playing that to the T. So let me give him some credit first. But
Yeah.
Dark State, I'm loving them. But today, I feel like a seed was planted, and I'm gonna throw something out there. I might be Houdini, Mystic Mac, whatever you want to call it. But I think Trick Williams has something to do with Dark State, man.
He might.
There are vibes there. And after the post interview, he said something like, "What do you think about this?" And he said,
He
"I
said
don't got nothing to do with them.
he says
It's
not my problem.
not my problem." And the way he said it, it was just like, wait a minute. And if you look back on the past few weeks, they
They've
never
never touched
attacked him.
Trick. You're right. You're
They
right.
never touched him. So mark my words. Send me my check if I'm right.
I don't.
Trick is the leader of Dark State.
That sounds actually kind of interesting, and that would kind of be something that Trick kind of needs right now.
Yes.
Because we were just talking about Trick Williams losing his luster and um, losing a little bit of that star power or credibility, and him being the leader of this group will kind of help him a little bit before they move him up to the main roster to add something to the stock. So that might be that's a very interesting take, though. I
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
After that, we got our tag team match between Tatum and Gigi versus the Meta Girls. And at the beginning of the match, Zarya and Sol Ruka walks down the ramp to watch this match. And as the match goes on, looks like the Meta Girls are continuing to try to show out for Zarya and Sol Ruka and gets caught slipping. And a miscommunication between Jakara and Lash has Jakara accidentally striking Lash, and they got capitalized upon by Tatum and Gigi, and Tatum gets the win. I actually thought this was a really good match too. I'm starting to like Gigi and Tatum as a tag team a lot more. We were saying that Tatum deserved to kind of be in the singles title picture, but I think it's smart to put her in the tag team right now because you don't want her to get lost in the shuffle. So putting her with Gigi, Gigi Dolan definitely needed something to kind of get her back going, and she works a lot better in a tag team rather than as a solo wrestler right now. So,
I
what
agree.
did you think of this match?
I like Gita, man. Gigi Tatum, whole Chemical X vibe,
Mhm,
man. I like it. I like them, but Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, it feels like that they have a ticket already on the main roster.
mhm,
And they're just doing, this is what all the NXT call ups do. They job, they put the people over on their way out. So I feel like that's what's happening with the Meta Girls. And shout out to everybody on TikTok. Finally, everything is together. You can hear us, you can see us. Drop some comments. What up, though, Herschel? What up, though, Jewish Sam? Appreciate y'all joining us over there on the TikTok land. But yeah, this match was incredible. I thought Gigi and Tatum did the damn thing.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I always like the entrance too. The entrance is always interesting.
Yes, it is.
I don't know where Shotzi is right now. I don't know what they're doing with Shotzi, but I know maybe she was doing something with TNA. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm just hoping the Shotzi not hurt again.
I hope she ain't on the layoff list, out there hanging out with damn, Isla Dawn.
He just keep shooting shots at Isla Dawn and catching strays. The also the Don was
Speaking
shown.
of Dawn.
Yeah, the Don was shown talking to the family, saying that he wanted information on this dark state group. He wants to know where they eat before they go eat. He wants to know where they stay. He wants to know everything about them, and he sends the family out to go gather information. But then he stops Stacks and asks him to stay behind and ask if I can trust him. Can I
Mm,
trust you? And he said, and it like kind of eerily stands up, puts his hand on Tony D's shoulder and said, leans in and says, "Of course you can always trust me," and walks away. So I have no idea what is going on between Stacks and Tony D, but I'm thinking maybe Sean Spears might have got to him.
whatever's going on, it ain't good. I've seen enough mafia movies to know
Right.
somebody wants to be the boss, and to be the boss, you gotta take out the boss. So, Don, watch your back.
Yeah, there's something eerie going on right there.
He might take your crew, all your money, and have you back in them velour jumpsuits by next month. So watch your back.
Not the jumpsuits. Those velour jumpsuits was not.
They was
That was
not
not the look.
it.
Yep. So after that, we had the Motor City Machine Guns continue to give advice to Hank and Tank. As we said, we believe that they're going to be the new face of the NXT Tag Team Division. So whatever the Motor City Machine Guns got to get them to do, so they can get some wins, let's do it. But something else interesting happened after that was a match between Ethan Page and Andre Chase, and Ricky Saints walks out during Ethan Page's entrance and just completely cuts him off. So there's something going on there. And then a disheveled Andre Chase comes out to the ring for his match and has his two ex students with him. But as disheveled as he looks, he always got shoe game is always on point. He had on the
Always.
J's. He I was like, at least he gets shoe game be on point. So we got to
Right.
give him that. But his ex students rallied him on throughout the match, and as they were cheering, he put up a great fight, but it wasn't enough. And Ethan Page ends the match with his looks like he got a new move called the Twisted Grin Cutter. So gets the 3 count on that. And after the match, Ricky Saints and Ethan Page have some words, but Sean Spears sneak attacks him and hits Ricky Saints in the head with the North American title. So maybe we have a triple threat match or something coming up with that. Maybe a tag match, but there's something going on with Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and his. It's like he's having a feud with all of his old AEW roster mates. So we'll see what's going on with that. What do you think was going on with this whole thing?
AEW just has an effect on everyone, whether they want to believe it or not. There's so many AEW wrestlers in WWE now, they just recycling old AEW storylines. So I like Ricky Saints coming out, being a part of this. It makes sense. I like Sean Spears coming out. Clearly, the Don is headed towards the underboss, so he's not going to be heading back towards that title.
Mm,
So yeah, I like this. I like Ethan Page. It's some I like Ethan Page's match, I should say, tonight, but
mm.
I said it like almost a month ago. His time in NXT is over. Ethan needs to be on the main roster, man. He came in hot when he
Yeah,
lost the title. That should have been the moment he went up to the main roster. I know they got a lot going on up there, but they could have found something for him because right now
he's
his
losing steam.
character is losing steam the more and more he stays down there. So we'll see what they come up with. Hopefully they figure it out. But I do like all of them being intertwined together right now.
I like also wanted to mention during that whole interview that got interrupted, Sean Spears said something to him. He said, "Well, look on the bright side. If it doesn't work out here, you can always go back to." And he stopped and was like, "No, you can't go back there either, can you? You just burned all your bridges." So, um,
Oh, we
yeah.
got an update in the chat. Somebody shout out Wiccan. He says Shotzi suffered an ACL tear in February,
Oh
so she'll be out for
no!
a while, unfortunately.
Oh
Yeah, oh, man,
man,
Shotzi is out,
she
man. You
just came back too.
just came back. Shout out Wiccan in the chat. And then we got Tony Hayes, of course. Greetings, everyone. And then he says, Abe, do you have a hard time keeping a stocking cap on your smooth bald head? Real question. If my head was a normal size, probably, but they don't make stocking caps my size, so everyone is pretty tight. So no, sir, I do not have that issue. There you go, Tony Hayes. You can always count on Tony for jumping in the chat,
and I don't
entertaining
have
the people.
and I don't have the Stevie shades on today.
You
These are
don't have
different
the
ones.
Stevie shades
I
on.
made sure today I was not wearing the Stevie shades.
Right.
But yeah, I agree, man. Ethan Page, he was losing some steam, and they got to do something that's really really interesting with Ethan Page
Right.
before he goes up to the main roster, or um, he might suffer just being stuck in the mid card, and he's definitely shouldn't be a mid carder the way that he started in NXT. But
One more. Tony just going. I have an issue with keeping a stocking cap on my smooth bald head. It's like I need a chin strap connected to my hat. Sir, I hope you should create that and head on Shark Tank and sell it for millions of dollars.
patent
Patent it,
that thing.
Tony. And give me a cut.
So then we have our main event, which was Fallon Henley versus Stephanie Vicure for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And to start the match, JC distracts Stephanie as soon as the bell rings, and Fallon continues to target her ribs throughout the entire match. Every time Stephanie looks like she was getting the upper hand, Fallon would hit her in the ribs and slow her back down. And when Stephanie was knocked out of the ring and Jasmine jumped up to distract the ref, we had Fallon Henley distracting the ref, and then Jasmine Nix hit her with a Pele kick, tossed her in the ring, and they had a lot of spots where it looked like Fallon Henley was going to steal that title, but they got too many shenanigans in one match.
Too many.
And Fallon Henley went to try to attack Stephanie while Jasmine was on the ring apron. She missed, hit Jasmine. Stephanie capitalizes and gets the win. And after the match, of course, Fatal Attraction attacks Stephanie again, but then Jordan Grace comes out for the save, takes all of them out, and then Jada Parker comes out and attacks Jordan Grace. The Jordan Grace gets the upper hand, gets Jada Parker out, and NXT goes off with Stephanie Vicure and Jordan Grace face off with Jada Parker looking at both of them from outside the ring. So they're definitely building something with all three of them right there. So what did you think of this match, though?
I thought the match was good, man. Fallon Henley is looking better now than when she was the champion. You know what I mean? It's been
Yeah,
a lot more storytelling. It's been a lot more of her being able to speak on the mic. So I'm liking Fallon Henley in her direction. I genuinely thought they were going to put the title on her. I did not think Stephanie was going to retain it. I felt
yeah,
like this was the perfect time to put it on Fallon. And that division is so stacked. It's like you almost doing a disservice by having her have both of these belts, man. It's
yeah.
just
I was
so
thinking
many
that too.
women right now, man.
And
So
my thought
many.
is that somebody has to take that North American title from her, and I don't know how they're gonna do it and who's gonna be in the match, or are they gonna have her continually doing double matches, or how? I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. But you
Right.
clearly have Jordan Grace that is going for the NXT Women's title. You have Jada Parker that wants the NXT Women's title, and I don't think Stephanie Vakir should drop that. I don't know who is going to face her for that North American Championship, but they did have a little shouting match with all of the women that were left out of this match in backstage, yelling at Ava that they all wanted a title shot. So something's gonna come there. I don't know if they're gonna do a tournament or something like that to see who's gonna be the number one contender, and then we'll see who faces her for that title. But they got to do something. My vote will either be Cora Jade
Mhm.
or Kalani Jordan again. Let her get another one, and then we
I'm
can
for
go
Cora
from there.
Jade, man. I'm all for Cora Jade.
Yeah, me
I
too.
wasn't a fan of her, but seeing her in TNA the past few weeks and doing the damn thing, her match with Jordan Grace getting a concussion, I think Cora Jade, man, she's deserving of something right now.
Yeah, I'm voting for Cora Jade. I'm hoping that she gets it. I hope
One
she
more
gets it, and like it doesn't even have to be clean.
one more thing I wanted to mention at the end of that match between Stephanie and Fallon Henley, you had the run in with Jordan Grace and her and her and Jada Parker got into it,
Hmm.
and she hit Jada with the hypnotic. And I thought
Yeah,
to
he
myself,
did.
that muscle butt might hurt a lot
Yeah,
more than Jada Parker's soft, succulent bottom. That
yeah,
might
it
she might
might.
have do that move a little bit better, man. That's a muscle butt you don't want upside your head, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, it knocked her off the apron.
It
That's
did.
it.
It did. It definitely did.
But yeah, I'm excited to kind of see that match too. Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker. Jada Parker has been getting better and better every time too. So I think she's definitely ready for something too.
Right, right.
Um, she's definitely the gonna be the next up in the women's division once like Stephanie Vakir and Julia and everything is out of there. Roxanne Perez posted on Instagram a couple days ago a picture of herself and said, "Y'all miss me yet?" Yes,
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 yes.
we do.
Very much so. Very much so, man.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving this episode of NXT?
Scale of 1 to 10, give it about a 7.5. It was a C show. It wasn't bad, it wasn't
Mm.
great. It was a C show, 7.5. Andre Chase, he just annoys me. Him showing up was a bother. I just like, get this substitute teacher back in class. We got children who need educations out here, man. But
Yeah,
other than that, it was a solid show.
yeah. I agree with you. I give it a little slightly higher. I get about a 7.8. Um, but yeah, it wasn't bad show. It wasn't nothing spectacular. Stephanie Vakira, of course, love to see her wrestle all the time. I think her wrestling twice, they had to do something a little bit different. I thought they did a pretty good job with that.
Let, let,
I Andre Chase does need he needs the school
oh man,
back.
he needs school back. Let's tag a couple comments real quick before we get out of here. Tony Hayes got a good one. He says, I want the Miz and Ethan Page to be a team. They will be a great tag team. Yes, I believe together
Yeah.
people would hate the hell out of them. Shout out SSNX Brawl Stars. He says, is Cena retiring with the title? What do you think, Ryan?
I think Cena is going throughout. He already said he's going through SummerSlam, I believe. He's supposed to be SummerSlam to Survivor Series or something like that. So
Yeah.
he's not going anywhere until then. So even if he does win the title, he's not going to retire with it.
Right. And then also Wiccan is in the chat saying, make it a fatal four-way. That way Stephanie can lose the title without getting pinned and keep her looking strong. That man needs to be a booker. Somebody
Yep.
hire Wiccan. That is how you do it.
I definitely agree. Cora Jade, Kalani Jordan, and somebody else got to be in that match. And
Yeah,
then have Cora Jade get the win. Sadly, over Kalani, probably, though.
definitely. Shout out to everybody who's been in this chat with us from Instagram. I mean, I'll be trying to get everybody. If you want your comment, the best way to get it posted is watching us through YouTube, Instagram. Sorry, TikTok. Sorry, I tried X. I mean, I don't even know what the hell's going on over there. I'm sorry. It's only so many screens I have. But if you want your comment on the show, watch us on YouTube.
All right. Well, until next time you will see us, it will be tomorrow night. We have Ball Bro.
Back. We back.
Yeah.
The Ball
A&W.
Dynamic Duo is back together tomorrow night. It's been way too long.
Then after that, we got a new episode 2 of our season 2 premieres on Thursday. Friday, of course, we got SmackDown.
And Minx is back.
Yes. Minx, get well soon. Take them ginger shots. Drink some orange juice. Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers. All that good stuff.
Yeah, Caleb Thomas. I see you, Caleb Thomas 44. He says, I want Liv and Tiffany to be a tag team. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Look, I did want to say this. This is not NXT, but I did want to say this. Tiffany is kind of like Charlotte when it comes to being baby faces. She does not work well as a baby face, and I think that's what's hurting her right now.
Killing her right now. Killing her.
I hope that she beats Charlotte, but I hope she cheats to do it.
Shout out Victory Team on TikTok. Yes, I 1000% agree with you. I hope she cheats to do it.
She cheats to do it, and then she goes around and gloats, and that's how you get Tiffany over as a heel.
Yep.
All right. Well, until next time, it is your boy Ron T, the Icon.
It's your boy ABE from DET. Tomorrow, me and Ball Bro back together, and somebody sent him a get well soon card because he just got one of the most disappointing quarterbacks signed to his New York Giants. Russell Wilson and Sierra's coming on a plane with him. Get ready. It's a shit show down there now.
I thought Russell Wilson did pretty good with the Steelers last year.
Yeah.
But it could be what he had around him. I don't know. We'll see.
Could be what he had around him. You're right.
But yeah. Yep. Get well soon there, man. All right. It's the Holy Shhh Podcast.